everyone, it's Andrea over at Sewspire.com, and today I am here to show you how to sew my classic ticking apron. I like this apron because it is unisex. It has an adjustable neckband and a large full-length front pocket for utensils, the cell phone, or a small towel when you are cooking. For this project, you're going to need 1.5 yards of ticking. Ticking is sometimes referred to as mattress ticking. I got mine at Walmart. You can find it on Etsy, fabric.com, just to name a few sources. So for this project, you're going to cut out 4 rectangles. 2 of those rectangles will become the straps, and they measure 5 inches wide by the full width of your ticking. So that is 44 inches. Okay, so 2 5 by 44 inch strips. For that front pocket, you're going to need 1 rectangle that's 12 inches tall by 21 inches wide. And then for the body of the apron, you will need a rectangle that's 38 inches long by 28 inches wide. So all of those measurements are in the notes to simplify this process for you. To begin, fold that large rectangle, which is the body of the apron, in half long ways, and then position that on your cutting mat. With the folded edge here off to the left, the raw edge across the top and the right hand side, and using the grid on your mat, you're going to measure in 8 inches and mark that. And then you're going to measure down 10 inches along that right hand side. And then using a rotary cutter or scissors, you're going to gently angle that, starting at the 10-inch mark and up to that 8-inch mark. And that's going to create the shape of the apron at the top. It's slightly tapered at the top, and you'll see that after I cut it. So just move nice and slow, and this is like freehand cutting here, but you have those pins as guides, and your piece that you cut out should look something like this. So you could just set that aside and add it to your scrap pile. And then you have that top part of your apron bib cut out. And now we want to prep this piece at the iron, and this is the most time-consuming part of this project, is the ironing. So to begin, you're going to take that top edge and fold it over 1 inch, and then fold it over 1 inch again, and press that. This ticking presses beautifully. Then you're going to press the sides over 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch and press that. So both sides. Then you do the base 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch. And the very last thing that you press on this is going to be those angled portion here. And then that will sit very nicely for you. So again, it's just 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch, okay? And I have here a completely pressed version to show you. So I have that 1 inch, 1 inch top, and then you can see how those corners, doing that angled portion, it sits very nicely. So this is complete. Now we just want to set that aside and craft the remaining features of this apron. So we're going to do something similar to the pocket. So fold that in half so you have your folded edge over here, and then your raw edges to the right. And you're going to want to measure in and mark 5 inches across the top and 5 inches across that right hand side, which is your raw edges. And then for the same thing, you just angle that from the 5-inch mark to the 5-inch mark using your rotary cutter, freehand cutting that. And you should have a piece that's similar in size and shape to that. And you can discard that to the scrap pile. And then it's the same technique except using the 1/2 inch fold. You fold over the top, press that, fold it over a 1/2 inch again, press it. Then your sides, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, the base, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, and then come in and do those angled portions of the pocket. And again, I have a pocket all pressed up for you to see, and that angled part is the very last part to press, and it lays really nice. Now we're going to go ahead and prepare this pocket at the machine with some top stitching. So initially I just want you to top stitch down the angled portions. Okay, I have hemmed the angled portions on either side of that pocket, and I'm going to bring back over the body of the apron here, and I want to position that pocket on the front of the apron, and I like to come down approximately 12 inches from the top of the apron, or this shortest part here, that's the top, and these are your arms here, the little armpits. So approximately 12 inches. Make sure you center that. If you are lucky, all those beautiful ticking stripes are going to line up perfectly, and people are going to think you are a creative genius, which of course we know you are in fact. Go ahead and pin that pocket in place. And keep in mind you've already hemmed the portion where the hands would go into the pocket. So you're not going to stitch there, because then you won't be able to access the pocket. So here's the pre-hemmed entrance. So you're going to stitch across the top, the sides, and the base of the pocket. I have stitched that top down, the base and the sides, and left the little hand holes open so the pocket is attached and nicely finished. Now the next step is to craft these straps, which will be used for the neckline and the waist. And for those, we're going to use the standard Sewspire method of strap crafting, which I'll remind you is fold that fabric in half, press it, open that up, and bring those raw edges in to meet on the center press line. Press, and then fold it over one more time and press it. Here, 2 straps that one is already complete and one is nicely pressed. So you're going to begin by stitching all the way down that open edge and then stitching across the opposite edge to finish the strap. Okay, I have completed my second strap, and now I want to cut off 2 pieces to fashion that neck strap. And you will need either a 1-inch tri-glide or 2 D-rings to create this adjustable neck strap. So I'm going to go ahead and use the D-rings, and for this you'll want to attach the D-rings to the shortest strap, and you just line those up and thread that strap through, and then fold over one of the edges so you have a finished hem there. This end can remain raw because we're going to tuck it under the neckline hem. And then go ahead and stitch that down, encasing those D-rings. And for the other portion of the neck strap, you're going to have to hem one end of that as well. So just fold it over and then stitch through that. I'm going to bring back over my apron body here and working on the underside of that. I want to position this neck strap 2 inches from the side. So I'm going to tuck that under that 1 inch hem and then bring that up and go ahead and pin that in place. It will get stitched when we hem everything, but right now I want to hold it in place. Same thing, come in 2 inches from the other side and tuck the raw edge under. If you want a more generously sized neckline, you're going to need to make this longer. So certainly test fit that and make sure that it fits your neck. So we have these neck straps in place. Now we want to attach our waist straps. And so the way I cut this, one end of the ticking was already finished. If yours isn't, go ahead and hem that. And then I have 2 raw edges. Because of the cuts I made, one strap is slightly longer than the other. That doesn't bother me one bit. They get tucked right at the bottom of that curve in the armpit there. And you're going to tuck those under the hem as well and pin them in place. And then you might want to fold back that strap that's longer and pin it in the center so you don't capture that other end in your hemming. Same thing over here, just tuck that under that hem, pin it in place. And then to finish this beautiful apron, all we have to do is top stitch around it and complete that hem. So I'm going to begin at the top, reinforcing at these straps, then go around the little armpit curve, reinforce at the waistband strap, continue down the side, across the base, back up the side, reinforcing at the waist, up the armpit. Okay, so I have my apron done. I have plenty of extra strap back here. But this makes a great Father's Day gift, a great housewarming gift, wedding gift. I monogram the ones that I gift right here on the chest. I put the last name before or the person's actual monogram. I hope you enjoyed the project. It was an absolute pleasure to sew with you. I will be back next week with another inspired project. And if you have ideas on how we can improve this design, please leave those in the comments. As always, the creative genius in me celebrates the creative genius in you. Have a beautiful week, everyone.